I welcome you to the tutorial series on microcontroller 8051 conducted by ELISA, that is Electronics Engineering Student Association of Walchand College of Engineering Sangli. Today we are going to learn about ports of 8051, actually how they works, how they can be used as input port, output port and different special function pins like transmitting data, that is TXD, RXD, interrupt, external interrupt and different so many. So in this tutorial we are going to learn this. So let's start with the pin configuration of 8051. We can see here in the diagram that there are total 40 pins in 8051, out of which 32 pins are of port 0, 1, 2 and 3, and other pins are like reset, interrupt pin, XTAL pin, VCC, ground, in this way. So now we will see each of the port in detail. So before each port in detail. Port 0 is, as told above, is 8 pin port. Like all the ports are 8 pin ports, and port 0 is also 8 pin, and that is having pin number 32 to 39. Port 0 plays a dual role. It can be used either input output port or address line to interface external memory. Also remember that port 0 is open drain, so pull-up registers are required to use them as output port. We can see in the diagram 10k ohm, 10k ohm pull-up registers are connected to each of the port pin. Later in the slide, I will tell the importance of pull-up registers. Uh, this is the internal structure of port 0 pin. This consists of a D-latch, MOSFETs and buffers. This is the internal structure of port 0 pin. This consists of a D-latch, 2:1 mux, MOSFET and buffers. Now we will see how this pin of port 0 used as input pin and output pin. Remember that upon reset, each of port pin is configured as output pin. To make it input pin, we have to set by writing 1 to each of the respective pin. Let us see P0.x or any port pin as input pins means it receives data from the different sensors like ADC, keyboard or any other input devices. First of all, uh, one thing must be remembered that to use the port 0 pin as input output pin, the control signal must be always 0. You can see in the diagram control, it should be 0 to use it as input output pin. To perform, then we have to set D equal to 1 to make the port pin as input pin. D, that is the input of latch, 2:1 latch. Sorry, that is the input of latch. Now we will see how actually it works as input pin. When D equal to 1, as D latch is having the input same output same as the input, Q is also equal to 1, and opposite of Q, that is Q bar, will be 0. So Q bar will be selected by the 2:1 mux as control pin is 0. So due to the 0 output given to MOSFET, so MOSFET will get turned off and the output is not steady that is at third state, because due to control pin already, as due to control pin is 0, already the above MOSFET, this MOSFET is off, and due to the 0 input given to this, lower MOSFET is also off. So output is neither at 0 or neither at high. So it is at third state, that is at high impedance state. Now when D equal to 0, port pin acts as output pin. When D equal to 1, that is the input of latch is equal to 1, then output is also 1, because latch is having this output same as that of input. So Q bar will be definitely 0, and that Q bar is selected by mux because control pin, that is select line, is 0. So that 0 is passed to the MOSFET, so that MOSFET will be turned off. And as the MOSFET 1 you can see in the diagram, MOSFET 1 is already in off position because of the control is 0, and that 0 is given to the AND gate, so output will be 0. And due to the mux output, this MOSFET 2 is also in the off state, so output at P0.x pin is neither steady state because it is not neither 0 or high, so it is as third state, that is high impedance state. And one thing I want to tell, that in high impedance state, whatever data returned to the P0.x pin, either 0 or 1, it will be passed directly and it will be sent or read by the read pin. In this way, the port 0 works as input pin. So because of the high impedance state, when we have set the D equal to 1, the output is in high impedance condition, so whichever data is written or received by that pin will be directly sent to the read pin. Now we will see how the port 0 pin acts as output pin. I already told you that upon reset, the port pin is already in the output mode. It acts as output pin. So to make when it is set as input pin and to again change to it as output pin, we have to write D equal to 0. So D equal to 0, which will make when D equal to 0, port pin acts as output pin upon reset. Upon reset, also their state is output pin only. Only at once it is required to write P0.x equal to 0 to make it as output pin. Now, writing high on port pin, that is 1, this 1 is the data to send on port pin as it is made already output pin. Output of D latch will be 1, that is higher state. Q bar will be 0, so Q bar will be selected by mux, which is 0, so it will turn off the MOSFET 2. Hence here both MOSFETs are in off state, so output is at high impedance state, that is third state. So this output is coming because of the open drain of the port 0. So while using it as output pin, it is always required to use pull-up resistors because high impedance state output is not correct output. It will never be, because output can be either high state or low state. So this pull-up resistors pulls VCC to output state. Hence we can get appropriate result. So in this case 0 will be pulled to VCC, so output is 0. Now we are going to write low on port pin 0, that is this is the data 0, that is the data to be sent on port pin as it is output of D latch. Q will be 0 and Q bar will be 1, so Q bar will be selected by mux, which is 1, so it will turn on the MOSFET, that is 1 is may be passed to ground if there will not be pull-up resistors, but due to pull-up resistors which pulls VCC to 1, so output is 1, that is high state is written or sent to port pin. It is always required to use pull-up resistors which pulls output to VCC. Hence we can get appropriate result. So in this case 0 will be pulled to VCC, so output is 0. In this way port pin can be used as output pin. Now as I told already, port pin also can be used as to interface external memory. For this we have to make a control bit 1, that is to sending either high data bit or low address bit. Then sending high bit as address, that is 1, the output of the AND gate will be high, which turns on the MOSFET 1. The address base is inverted by the inverter, that is NOT gate, so 0, that is the inversion of 1, will be selected by mux and it is passed, which further turns off the MOSFET 2. So final output will be 1. Hence higher address data bit is passed. Similarly, lower address bit 0 become 0 can be sent when lower address data bit is 0, which will becomes 1 via NOT gate, that is inverter, which is selected by MUX, which turns on the MOSFET 2, so all VCC pass to ground, so output is low. Hence, lower address bits are transferred. In this way, port 0 works as input output and address latching port. Now we will move towards the port 1. This is the port similar to port 0, but this port is only dedicated for input output function, and this port is having internal pull-up register, so we did not require external pull-up register for its output operation. Now we will see in short the internal structure and working of this port pin. The input output operation is similar to port 0. To make it as input pin, we have to write pin with 1 d equal to 1 and q, so that q will be 1 and q bar will be 0. Hence MOSFET is off. Hence output is at high state. So whatever data returned to it will be sent and will be read by read pin. Similarly, 0 can be written to P1.x pin, and in this way port 1 acts as input output port. Port 2, now we will move towards the port 2, which is having dual functions similar to that of port 1. It can also be used as input output port and for latching or interfacing the higher external memories. This consists of higher address bits A8 to 815. A8 to 815. Port 2 input output operation is similar to that of port 0. Now we will in short see how port 2 can be used to interface the external memory. As told before, to make it as to interface external memory, we have to make the control bit 1. So only this block will be under functioning. So higher address bit, when we are going to send higher address bit 1 will be selected by MUX, and further it is inverted, so it becomes 0, which will turn off the MOSFET, so output is 1. Similarly, lower data address bit 0 can be transferred, which after inversion will become 1, and so output is 0. Hence this works. So we came to know that the input output operation of all the ports is nearly same, but the port 0 and port 2 are also used for interfacing external memory. Now we will see port 3. uh, Port 3 which is a multifunctional, that is it can be used either input output operation, and as well the each port pin is also used for different specialized functions like P3.0 and P3.1 are used as RxD and TxD in serial communication, that is to receive, to tell the condition or status of data received or data sent. Similarly, P3.2 and P3.3 are used as external interrupt pins. P3.4 and 5 are timer 0 and timer 1 pins, and P3.6 and 7 are write and read pin. The internal pin structure of P3.x pin is shown in the figure, and the input output operation is same as that of previous. For to use them as special function pins, one separate pin for input and output pin is given, that is alternate input function and alternate output function. In this way all the port of the microcontroller works. Thanks for watching the video. For suggestions, please mail us on walchand.elisa@gmail.com. Like us on Facebook by clicking here on this link, and don't forget to comment and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.